Congress controls the cameras, and so we will get the images that we are able to see. We have eyes and ears in this chamber that will give us a fuller picture of just what happened. At the end of the night, we'll get a better sense of sort of what the mood, what the feeling was, and we'll have more reporting and analysis on after the speech. James, what will you be listening for in terms of the response that members of Congress give in this chamber?
It feels like there's kind of a triumphal tone. When you're just watching, the crowd is pretty ebullient. A lot of these members are being very jovial. It's kind of that pre-holiday vibe. Obviously, millions without power and heat in Ukraine and combat going on. But you heard Joe Biden earlier say Ukraine has won the battle of Kharkiv, the battle of Kherson, the battle of Kyiv. And I do think that this is almost a moment.
So I'm going to give commentary. I will answer your questions as we go through this. So if you're joining me in the live stream, come on in. I will live stream as long as I can. If I have to go, I have to go, but I'll try to answer whatever questions might come your way.
Roused by Zelenskyy.
After this, Zelenskyy gets back on a plane and returns to Ukraine.
To a very tough economic situation.
Who's joined me so far?
They've attacked the critical infrastructure. It's Ukraine's in.
Put your name in the comments so I know who's here.
Expected any moment. James, usually Congress controls the camera. The pool controls the camera tonight. So forgive me for getting that wrong.
ML Harden, welcome.
Is that there's so much that's happening in the.
You have questions, you can get real-time answers.
How members respond, and we'll be able to get some pieces of that.
That's assuming that they actually get this thing going.
In the room, so they can really be watching the whole, right, and really be seeing the individual reaction. As James mentioned, a lot of members of Congress still trying to.
So we're watching the Washington Post stream of this. So I don't know if they'll do anything with commercials. I'm assuming that they won't. We'll see.
To keep the government open, actually, past Friday, it's going to happen. But there's a lot that they're trying to get done at the end of this Congress because, of course, Republicans are going to take over on January 3rd. And so there's just a flurry of activity. And
if you're watching this afterwards, you're going to want to skip ahead a few minutes till he starts speaking. But you can't do anything about that right now.
That post has been open now for a couple months. The previous ambassador's wife was very sick and he had to step down. So there's a lot of business that's happening at the end of the Congress so that they don't have to...
This is anything like Zelenskyy's first speech by video. I can't wait to hear it. That speech was phenomenal.
But it also shows the White House presence here, and you can see President Zelenskyy as he.
Hi, thanks for the stream. I don't have access to the speech from France. Well, there you go. Watching this on two separate channels.
It's very much the image that he has conjured over the last 300 days.
All right, this is live coverage from the Washington Post.
Well, this seems to be a good sign that he's so welcomed.
Our team will have analysis afterwards as we watch President Zelenskyy make this address. This is his first trip, his first time we have seen him outside of Ukraine in the 300 days since Russia invaded his nation.
The applause seems to be a really positive sign. I don't see anybody that's sitting there going, I don't want to see him. Maybe what's her name from Georgia, Taylor Green or whatever her name is. But otherwise, he looks like he's being well received. If you have questions, please put them in the comments. Hey, you can see your own questions in there. He deserves every clap. This is what a hero looks like. Wow, I've never seen Congress go on this long. I think it's too much, I think he says.
I have the high privilege and the distinct honor of presenting to you His Excellency Volodymyr Zelenskyy, President of the Ukraine.
Yeah, ML Harden put Mercado Media has a larger view, but they don't get my commentary, so you might want to go over there. If you have questions along the way, please ask. Yeah, he does know how to work an audience. Somebody asked about his time with Biden. Okay, let's listen. If you have questions, I'll answer.
For me, all this for our great people. Thank you so much. Dear Americans, in all states, cities, and communities, all those who value freedom and justice,
Good tie.
who cherish it as strongly as we Ukrainians in all our cities, in each and every family. I hope my words of respect and gratitude resonate in each American heart.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good, because otherwise he's just asking.
Vice President, I thank you for your efforts in helping Ukraine. Madam Speaker, you bravely visited Ukraine during the full-fledged war.
And she did. Good on her.
Thank you very much. Great honor. Thank you.
Somebody said it was good that he spoke English. That's exactly right.
Great privilege to be here. Dear members of the Congress, representatives of both parties, who also visited Kyiv,
See that both parties thing?
esteemed congressmen and senators from both parties
Again.
who will visit Ukraine, I'm sure, in the future. Dear representatives of diaspora,
So speaking to Ukrainians who are watching this abroad, that's good. Or those of Ukrainian descent as well. Yeah, that's good.
present in this chamber and spread across the country, dear journalists. It's a great honor for me to be at the U.S. Congress and speak to you and all Americans. Against all odds and doom and gloom scenarios, Ukraine didn't fall. Ukraine is alive and kicking.
Good choice of words and good setting up, because we all thought it was going to fall apart in 3 days, right? Or maybe 3 weeks, but not 300 days still going. Excellent.
And it gives me good reason to share with you our first joint victory. We defeated Russia in the battle for minds of the world.
Excellent.
We have no fear.
Excellent point.
Nor should anyone in the world have it. Ukraine's gained this victory, and it gives us courage, which inspires the entire world. Americans gained this victory, and that's why you have succeeded in uniting the global community to protect freedom and international law.
That's right.
Europeans gained this victory, and that's why Europe is now stronger and more independent than ever. The Russian tyranny has lost control over us.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's hitting all the right notes. I don't think he said anything off. It was just his timing's a little off because English speaking as opposed to whatever he would normally say.
And it will never influence our minds again. Yet, we have to do whatever it takes to ensure that countries of the global south also gain such victory. I know one more, I think, very important thing. The Russians will stand a chance to be free only when they defeat the Kremlin in their minds.
That's good.
Yet, the battle continues, and we have to defeat the Kremlin on the battlefield. Yes, this battle is not only for the territory, for this or another part of Europe. The battle is not only for life, freedom, and security of Ukrainians or any other nation which Russia attempts to conquer. This struggle will define in what world our children and grandchildren will live, and then their children and grandchildren. It will define whether it will be a democracy of Ukrainians and to Americans for all. This battle cannot be frozen or postponed. It cannot be ignored, hoping that the ocean or something else will provide a protection. From the United States to China, from Europe to Latin America, and from Africa to Australia, the world is too interconnected and interdependent.
It's a really good argument.
To allow someone to stay aside and at the same time to feel safe when such a battle continues.
Yeah, notice how he's tying us together. We're on the same page.
Are allies in this battle. And next year will be a turning point. I know it. The point when Ukrainian courage and American resolve must guarantee the future of our common freedom. The freedom of people who stand for their values.
Yep. Yeah, he's doing a good job. He's tying our interests together as he always has. That's good. Okay, what questions do you have? So Putin's not going to be happy with this. Neither the location nor the speech itself. Yeah, that's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Americans, yesterday before coming here to Washington, D.C., I was at the front line in our Bakhmut, in our stronghold in the east of Ukraine, in the Donbass. The Russian military and mercenaries have been attacking Bakhmut non-stop since May. They have been attacking it day and night, but Bakhmut stands.
Great point. Great. That's good stuff.
Last year, 70,000 people lived there in Bakhmut, in this city, and now only few civilians stay. Every inch of that land is soaked in blood. Roaring guns sound every hour. Trenches in the Donbass change hands several times a day in fierce combat and even hand fighting. But the Ukrainian Donbass stands.
All right, I'm looking at the standing ovation of the crowd, and that's telling me that he's still in much better stead than what the media would make us think.
Use everything they have against Bakhmut and our beautiful cities. The occupiers have a significant advantage in artillery. They have an advantage in ammunition.
Yep, here comes the ass.
Much more missiles and planes than we ever had. It's true, but our defense forces stand.
Right. Yeah, and somebody just commented about him going to the Bakhmut before going to the capital today. That was awesome timing to do one before the other. That's right.
And we all are proud of them. The Russians' tactic is primitive. They burn down and destroy everything they see. They send thugs to the front lines. They send convicts to the war. They threw everything against us, similar to the other tyranny, which is in the battle of the Bulge.
Great tie.
Everything it had against the free world, just like the brave American soldiers, which held their lines and fought back Hitler's forces during the Christmas of 1944.
Yeah, see the
Brave
tie?
Ukrainian soldiers are doing the same to Putin's forces this Christmas.
Excellent. He's always tying what's going on with him to his audience.
Ukraine holds its lines and will never surrender.
Yep, look at a standing ovation for that they will never surrender. That's right. I see one guy not clapping.
So here is the front line. The tyranny which has no lack of cruelty against the lives of free people. And your support is crucial, not just to stand in such fight, but to get to the turning point to win on the battlefield.
That's right. And that's what he has to talk about. Has to talk about winning and getting there.
Thank you.
And
we have it.
Thank yous go a long way.
Enough? Honestly, not really. To ensure Bakhmut is not just a stronghold that holds back the Russian army, but for the Russian army to completely pull out, more cannons and shells are needed. If so, just like the Battle of Saratoga, the fight for Bakhmut will change the trajectory of our war for independence.
That's a great line.
Freedom. If your patriots stop the Russian terror against our cities, it will let Ukrainian patriots work to the full.
Look at this guy is just brilliant the way he's connecting the dots between our Revolutionary War and the Battle of Saratoga, which was a big turning point to these.
Cannot reach our cities, but its artillery, it tries to destroy them with missile attacks. More than that, Russia found an ally in this genocidal policy, Iran. Iranian deadly drones sent to Russia in hundreds became a threat to our critical infrastructure. That is how one terrorist has found the other.
Yep.
It is just a matter of time when they will strike against your other allies. If we do not stop them now, we must do it.
Yeah, so talking about your enemy and your other enemy is probably a good plan here with Iran. Yeah, and some of you commented that he's the modern Churchill. That's right, he is.
I believe there should be no taboos between us in our alliance. Ukraine never asked the American soldiers to fight on our land instead of us.
Great point.
I assure you that Ukrainian soldiers can perfectly operate American tanks and planes themselves.
So he's making a really good point that's going to resonate with the conservatives that, hey, we're not asking you to do it. Just give us the weapons to do it. Yeah, right. Good value for the money.
Financial assistance is also critically important, and I would like to thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for both financial packages you have already provided us with and the ones you may be willing to decide on. Your money is not charity.
Great.
It's an investment in the global security and democracy that we handle in the most responsible way.
Okay, the only thing I would take away is the word global. He shouldn't have said that, but everything else was the right tone, because you don't want the crazies talking about the globalist internationalists. You don't. But other than that,
Russia would stop its aggression, really, if it wanted to. But you can speed up our victory.
That's right.
I know it. And it will prove to any potential aggressor that no one can succeed in breaking national borders. No one committing atrocities and raiding or people against their will. It would be naive to wait for steps towards peace from Russia, which enjoys being a terrorist state. Russians are still poisoned by the Kremlin.
Yep.
The restoration of international legal order is our joint task. We need peace. Yes, Ukraine has already offered proposals, which I just discussed with President Biden, our peace formula, 10 points, which should
So that's good.
Must be implemented for our joint security, guaranteed for decades ahead. And the summit, which can be held, I'm glad to stress that President Biden supported our peace initiative today. Each of you, ladies and gentlemen, can assist in the implementation to ensure that America's leadership remains solid, bicameral, and bipartisan. Thank you.
Yeah.
You can strengthen sanctions to make Russia feel how ruinous its aggression truly is. It is in your power, really, to help us bring to justice everyone who started this unprovoked and criminal war. Let's do it. Let terrorists let the terrorist state be held responsible for its terror and aggression and compensate all losses done by this war. Let the world see that the United States are here. Ladies and gentlemen, Americans, in 2 days, we will celebrate Christmas. Maybe candlelit. Not because it's more romantic, no, but because there will be no electricity. Millions won't have neither heating nor running water. All of these will be the result of Russian missile and drone attacks on our energy infrastructure. But we do not complain. We do not judge and compare whose life is easier. Your well-being is the product of your national security, the result of your struggle for independence and your many victories. We, Ukrainians, will also go through our war of independence and freedom with dignity and success. We'll celebrate Christmas. Celebrate Christmas, and even if there is no electricity, the light of our faith in ourselves will not be put out. If Russian missiles attack us, we'll do our best to protect ourselves. If they attack us with Iranian drones and our people will have to go to bomb shelters on Christmas Eve, Ukrainians will still sit down at the holiday table and cheer up each other. And we don't have to know everyone's wish, as we know that all of us, millions of Ukrainians, wish the same: victory. Only victory. We already built strong Ukraine with strong people, strong army, strong institutions together with you. We developed strong security guarantees for our country and for entire Europe and the world together with you. And also together with you, we'll put in place everyone who will defy freedom. Put in. This will be the basis to protect democracy in Europe and the world over. Now, on the special Christmas time, I want to thank you, all of you. I thank every American family which cherishes the warmth of its home and wishes the same warmth to other people. I thank President Biden and both parties at the Senate and the House for your invaluable assistance. I thank your cities and your citizens who supported Ukraine this year, who hosted our Ukrainians, our people, who waved our national flags, who acted to help us. Thank you all. From everyone who is now at the front line, from everyone who is evading victory. Standing here today, I recall the words of the President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, which are, I think, so good for this moment. The American people, in their righteous might, will win through to absolute victory. The Ukrainian people will win too. Absolutely.
Well done.
I know that everything depends on us, on Ukrainian armed forces, yet so much depends on the world. So much in the world depends on you. When I was in Bakhmut yesterday, our heroes gave me the flag.
Pull it out.
The battle flag. The flag of those who defend Ukraine, Europe, and the world at the cost of their lives. They asked me to bring this flag to you, to the US Congress, to members of the House of Representatives and senators whose decisions can save millions of people. So let these decisions be taken. Let this flag stay with you,
absolutely,
ladies and gentlemen. This flag is a symbol of our victory. In this war, we stand, we fight, and we will win because we are united. Ukraine, America, and the entire free world.
Excellent. Very well done. Yeah. That was a brilliant touch.
Just one thing, if I can, the last thing, thank you so much. May God protect our brave troops and citizens. May God forever bless the United States of America. Merry Christmas and happy, victorious
Great touching.
New Year.
Great point. Great way to wrap up.
Thank you so much.
Oh, well done.
I can hold.
Okay. I'm gonna turn around.
Yes.
There we go.
See the symbolism there? That is brilliant. That's something. That's going to be the headline picture.
This
Capitol today in honor of the president's visit.
Well, I see nothing but enthusiasm for him. Yeah, this is a big deal, and I think this went very well. I had to slip out briefly, but this is great.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy speaking not only to the U.S. Congress, but to the American people as well, underscoring the shared values of both nations.
Let's okay, so I paused it, and you tell me what you think. How did that go? What questions do you have? I see lots of enthusiasm and support. This will raise public awareness. This will put Zelensky back on the map. It'll make it really hard for anyone who is not going to vote for the bill to not vote for it now. So I think this was well done. And I'm sorry about slipping out. I had to attend to something very briefly, but this was incredible. Well done. Any questions? If you do have questions, I'll try to answer them. Okay, folks, if you don't have questions, then thank you for taking the time to watch and spend this time with me as we were going over this. The question of what to provide. Well, I'm not sure I'm understanding what to provide, JA. Question of what to provide as far as what military or militarily. Yeah, I'm sure he's worked that out with Biden and whoever else. Some people write history. This man just made history. That's exactly right, George. He made history, and he knew what a big deal this was to be able to actually come here so that he could secure essentially the funding for the entire coming year. And it was a big deal. It's a really big deal. All right. Thank you for spending your time with me, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.